Hey Peaches, I'm Eleanor and welcome back to my kitchen. Today we are discussing the lovers. We're going to talk about it upright and we're going to talk about it when it comes up in a reading looking like that in reverse. Welcome to the next installment of my tarot discussion and baking. So with the lovers today I am making a peanut butter and jelly bar type recipe because peanut butter and jelly is awesome all on its own, peanut butter is awesome all on its own, and it goes together amazingly. So I have powdered sugar, crushed graham cracker, butter, raspberry pomegranate jelly. I don't use peanut butter for myself, so I have Greek yogurt and PBJ powder for that's how I make peanut butter. So this is what I'm doing for now until I get through all of the cards, and then I'll return to your readings. But if you need a private one, my Etsy page is always open, and you can have me draw 1 card or 3 or 20, whatever it is that you like, whatever decks speak to you. So let me get started making my peanut butter. So I want to begin this one in particular speaking on whether or not it is a romantic energy. On the surface, it really appears to be, and a lot of readers read it that way. But for me, the major arcana are spiritual and cosmic energies. So they are mostly relevant to the growth of a person as a whole. And it's a very personal and internal and individual journey that most of these cards, these first 22 that I'm going through, that they're talking about. So while you have your romantic partnerships indicated in cards like the 2 of Cups or the 10 of Cups, this one is more about the energy of duality within a person. But not necessarily. It means a lot of things, and we're going to talk about all those things. Or I will anyway. Put in the comments what it means to you, because this is one of those that I feel like it means has a lot of that's not what I meant to do. I can still use this, okay. A lot of different interpretations. Okay. So I'd say 99% of romantic partnerships are indicated by the 2 of Cups. For the lovers to represent a romantic pairing, it would have to be twin flame or like a true power couple where both partners are so aligned within that they're just 2 pillars side by side, complementing each other, never leaning on each other. Alright, this is taking a little bit while to come together. It can also be, this is where things get a little bit confusing and contradictory. It can also represent a pair that is iconically considered to be inextricable. One soul and 2 bodies, like Bill and Ted or Jay and Silent Bob. They are, it's like a unit, a 2-person unit, and you do you even know what Bill and Ted or Silent Bob or Jay or any of them are like without the other. So, and not to confuse that with codependence, which is a very different thing. So if that sounds contradictory, how can it be, 2 individuals that are so empowered and whole in each other that don't lean on each other, and at the same time 2 individuals that are so linked that they're like one person? Well, that is why it's important to remember that tarot is, what's the word? It's a very contextual practice, and so how that is going to show up and what it's going to mean for each person is going to depend entirely on the rest of the cards and how it shows up in the context of the reading. Well, it's very, very, very thick. I'll give myself just a little bit more of this. So when it is in a reading, oh, I need one more bowl. Sorry. I think that's not the bowl I want. Oh, I've been being so prepared in these up until now. Falling down on the job. Alright. So when it shows up in a reading, it does represent choices typically. choices of alignment, choosing what you're aligning with, who you're aligning with, how you build alignment with yourself. It is ultimately a card of love. I mean, it's in the name. But it refers to love in all its forms, including love of self and recognition of, whoops, all right, there it goes. And recognition of self as inextricable from the whole, one with everything. Like I said in the Fool one, back in the Fool card, every character that populates the stage is played by you, by source energy, by you, that's you, that's in everyone. All right, hopefully this will start to come together and make sense, just like my ingredients here. It's recognition that there is no separation, and love is the blood, love is the fuel. So it is a reference to our many faces. This is a card that is often used to represent Gemini in a reading. So it does represent our many faces, and an invitation to unite them and to create integrity within by acknowledging, uniting, and balancing our masculine and feminine energies, our darkness and our light, our yin and our yang, our outflow and our inflow, our giving and receiving, all those different things. And having all of those different faces match up. That's true integrity. When you don't have a face for every situation, a private face and a public face that are very different and unrecognizable from each other, that's not inner alignment. Alright, so now mix these together. So then anyway, in that complete state, you become ready to enter into that type of union I spoke of earlier, that twin flame union or that power couple type union. That, you know, Jerry Maguire, you complete me type energy where we kind of wander the earth not as a whole person looking for that person to be our other half. That's not this card. You're gonna find that in your cups cards, and we'll talk about those later. This card to me is summed up so beautifully in this meme that I keep seeing popping up on Facebook. It's two faces facing each other, and it says, "Don't commit to me, commit to evolving, and I'll meet you there." I love that. So that's very much this lover's energy. And it's when this comes up, it's a time to ask yourself, since it is a card of choices, do you want someone to love you for all that you are and all that you aren't? Another meme, it reminds me of another meme. I think it was a Star Trek meme. It might have been from like Worf's wedding or something. And I don't know if he really said it, but this was the caption. It said, I saw that you were perfect and I loved you. I saw that you were imperfect and I loved you more. So is that what you want, or do you want to be the glue in someone else's wounds? Do you want to be the filler in someone else's story to complete someone else? Being that aligned within, what it does is it opens a channel for unconditional love to flow into this world. And you can feel it when you're around someone like this who radiates warmth and love, and you can't help but want to be around them and to love them back and to be loved by them. Which is easy because you don't have to do anything for it. Alright, so I've never made this recipe before, and I'm finding it to be very thick and taking a long time to mix together, so I hope I have enough words to go with it. Alright, so when it shows up in reverse, this can represent, since it is a card of twin flames and it's reversed, this is twin flames in separation. Twin flames that have met but are not together at the time. It can also indicate, though, for more often, it's going to be talking about hollow connections, like a string of lovers, used to build self-esteem or used to bypass the, unfortunately, dirty, ugly, scary, and difficult work of becoming whole, of becoming not half of anything, but a whole person. That's where that synergy comes from. Two halves do come together to make one, I guess, but alright, I'm not going to try to get all mathematical. I'm multitasking. I'm going to mess myself up. But instead of this idea of two incomplete, wounded people holding each other together and being dependent on each other, what if both people were whole and both people have done their work and continue to do their work and choose to be together? Since they were talking about this as a card of choices, and this is choosing someone because you don't have these unhealed wounds within that need someone to hold them together, that need someone to stick their fingers in them so they don't bleed, metaphorically speaking. You don't need someone to complete you or to be an excuse to not have to face yourself. It's a time to ask yourself if you have been looking for shortcuts. This is a card of temptation, temptation towards bypassing and shortcuts and settling for less than you deserve because it's easier. And it could also, one more final thing, imply a blocked heart chakra. Alright, so not all these ingredients are going to go in. I'm just going to take what's in. So in general, upright or reversed, it is about balancing, not canceling inner duality, if that makes any sense. This recipe is a fail, I'll admit it. And it's probably because I did not use actual peanut butter. I had to get all fancy and do my thing. And now they're not going to be bars, it's just going to be a thing. Hang on a second, I need one more tool. Or no, I don't. I just need to wash my hands. Alright, so it's about balancing, not canceling inner divinity, inner duality, so that one can give and receive unconditional love, the ability to connect with the duality inside yourself and therefore recognize it in others, and then therefore make true and deep connections of all types, not just romantic types. Okay? Alright, I'm going to show you this so you can laugh at it, but I bet it's going to taste pretty good anyways. Okay guys, like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff, and I'll be back with the next card in a few days. Thank you.